sinking like I need it. I don't know why you got me sinking so low. Yeah, girl, you got me restless. I got to know, don't keep me waiting. Said I love in motion, let's go. I can be yours. I don't know where we'll go from here, so let's feel what we wanna feel. I don't know where we'll go from here.
Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you might be. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. I'm so used to saying Sunday, but it's Thursday. How you guys doing? Let's see who's in chat. Chuck, hey, finally alive. I can get on. Yes, we will be trying to get to some viewer call-ins as well today. It's gonna be a live stream like no other. Boss Royale, how you doing? Kazazuri, what's up? Paul says ready bang, dang wrong one. Howdy Arm Historian and all his historian maniacs. What you gonna do when the arm runs wild on you, brother? How you doing, Tall Paul? Good to have you. Good to see you all. Chat is giving me little issues here for some reason. Tomer in the house. How you doing, Tomer? Welcome. Zay, what's up? So yeah, what's on the docket today? As you might have seen from the title, we're gonna do some live training, which is different from all our other live streams. Got a little setup now. I will say before we get started, there is a good chance for accidental face reveals, stuff going wrong in general. Yeah, that's all a possibility. I'm gonna try to keep it to a minimum, but we'll see how it works out. Yes, of course, asks, have you seen the updated King of the Table matches? No, I have not seen the updated King of the Table matches. I'll definitely be taking a look at it after the stream. So yeah, that's what's on the docket today. As you guys know, previous live streams you see me working on a Rise and Fall video. I'll be getting that to you as soon as possible, but it might take a little while. Yeah, we have two people on deck here, ready to try out the table. Show you guys how we train. I'll show you our setup really quickly. Right now it's still muted, but we should be able to get some sound from down there if I join. There you see one of my training partners getting ready. Topal says, who won in practice yesterday? Arm Historian or Kazazuri? Well, practice will be today, so we'll get to see that matchup for real. So yeah, exciting. We're gonna try it out, see how it goes. I have to do a lot of running back and forth. I'll have to switch over to a different mic when I get at the table, so I don't know how the audio quality will be and all that. So you might have to hang in there a little bit. I'll still be able to interact with you guys, read all your comments, of course. But yeah, I thought it would be fun to give you a little insight on how I sometimes train. Basically on that table, exactly that table. So yeah, that's on docket. I also have the viewer call-ins ready here, and we're gonna. I'm gonna put a link to Google Meet in the chat soon. If you decide to call in, it might be a while before I get to your call. So yeah, just keep that in mind if you do decide to call in. Of course, as always, you don't have to call in. Even if nobody calls in, that's totally fine. Just wanted to give an opportunity to some people to yeah, talk arm wrestling with us. By the way, the two training partners are also regulars in chat, so some of you might know them as Kazazuri and Verber, just so you guys know. Chuck says, I would love to call in, but I don't know what to talk about. A few weeks ago, there was much more to talk. Yeah, it's kind of a quiet period in the arm wrestling world. That's why it's a good thing to try out new stuff. You can talk about all kinds of things, Chuck. You don't have to call in, of course. But there is an option for doing that. I'll be dropping the link in a little while. I'm going to see if I can get you situated with the practice table and stuff. See if the mic down there works. Let me quickly set up a meeting already so I don't have to do that later. Heat says, debate the culture. Yeah, that's a good one, maybe. Boss Royale, how you doing? Good evening. Heat says, through the Discord? No, I'll be dropping a Google Meets link. Yeah, I have Google Plus, so makes sense for me to use Google Meets. It's like unlimited time. So yeah, let me switch to this cam. I will be going downstairs. I'll be turning on the mic down there in the training area. And yeah, I hope you guys can still pick me up. If there's too much noise, yeah, I apologize in advance. Dan Plexman says, what's the latest issue? I've heard about Knuckles Up matches being cancelled. Yeah, that's a good one we can talk about a little bit, Dan Plexman. So yeah, I'll be running to the training area. Yeah, and I hope I can talk to you guys down there. So I'll be turning that mic on right now.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm here. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. I think so. Yeah, I think it's working. Let me quickly turn off something here. So yeah, I'm gonna try to follow chat here so I can still respond to you guys, kind of. I might not get your messages. Heath has a table of his own for demo, awesome. So yeah, that's our setup. Simple table, nice. Because that's where he put his phone here. So he says, yes, we can hear you. We warmed up already a little. Tomer says we can hear you loud and clear. Okay, so right now you guys don't know which one I am, right? Of the two, I guess. I recognize the hands, says Heath. That's good. Oh, that famous arm on the side of the table. Yeah, I think it is.
Yes, it is.
This side's for you guys. Might recognize this person too from chat as Kazazuri. So yeah, seems to be working quite well. There should be some music for you guys. We don't have any. talking about those cancelled matches in Knuckles Up. Ayane's match got cancelled. Right now, Verbeer and Kazazuri are pulling. Chat regulars. Hey, Sylvicious, alone. How you doing? Good to see you. So yeah, I heard Ayane's match got cancelled because of some WAF East versus West stuff. Or yeah, I don't know the details.
Ooh.
What do you think of the angle of the table? Table angle is good, says Heath. Awesome. Got a great camera set up. I just made it. Yeah, we'll do viewer callings really quickly in a little while. So you can call in if you want, Heath. Maybe I'll leave the mic open down here so Verbeer and Nathan can weigh in. Verbeer and Kazazuri can weigh in if they want to. Topal says, oh wow, Yanni's match gets cancelled too. The Naga female puller match got cancelled too. That's crazy. Yeah, I heard about it. Like some WAF issues. Hey, the Claymore in the house. How you doing, James Stewart? Good to see you. Avoid the King's move if you don't want to show your face. Yeah. Luckily, I'm not much of a King's mover anyway, so.
I'll have to.
Yeah, because Azuri will have the King's move. But yeah, I don't know, all this behind the scenes politics stuff with WAF. I don't know what their deal is, why they're so scared of letting their athletes, quote unquote, pull in other leagues. Yep. Because Azuri is very dynamic in straps, a lot of different angles. Hey Gary Simpson, how you doing? This is Simply Super. We gotta see the historian's identity, says Talpal Hutchins. Not today, Talpal, hopefully not today. See, there's 21 of you in here. Hit the like button on your way in if you can. Get the stream to a couple more eyes. Tomer says, I'm also working out right now in the gym. Awesome, Tomer. What kind of lifts are you doing right now? Hey, Gary Simpson says, sorry I was late. No worries, Gary. We'll be doing viewer call-ins in a while. Now, because Azuri as well as Verbeer will be able to join in the conversation if they so choose. Yes, of course, as we can also talk WAF Worlds results. Yeah, I'm down. I already dedicated a stream to it some time ago, but sure. Yeah, talking about that, Ayane did really well. I believe she got third on the right arm. So really unfortunate that she can't pull her match. I think good for her, she also put out a message on Instagram about it. Tomer is doing shoulders and triceps, awesome. Gary Simpson says, as a former disability arm wrestler, way back in the day, this site is amazing. Thank you so much. Hey, no worries, Gary. Really glad you enjoyed the content. I should get rid of the message highlights I see right now. I forgot to get rid of it. Let me quickly run back to my desktop setup. Like 10 seconds. Okay, back here at my desktop. I'm gonna increase the volume a little bit on the music, I think. I think it's barely noticeable for you guys right now. Boss Royale says, yeah, sometimes you are. I hope it's still... Yeah, I think the cam still works, but they're just not pulling right now. But yeah, if you saw some guys pulling, one of them was me at a certain point. So yeah, you are seeing training footage of myself and my friends. Topal, only two guys, Kazazuri and Verbeer. I think it should still be visible, right? Yeah, I think so. So yeah, right now there's no one training, as you can see. It is a live practice indeed. Gary Simpson says, as someone from the UK, do you know what happened to Joan, the Hitwoman pool? I'm not from the UK, by the way, but I'm assuming you are. No, I haven't heard of her, unfortunately. Yeah, Top Verbeer is there. There you go. Kazazuri says 2 times table time most of the weeks. And Kazazuri trains 3 times a week. Boss Royale's greatest reveal of all time. It's a little teaser reveal. I'm not here to show my face or anything, but yeah. So yeah, let me quickly put the link in the chat. And we'll see if we can get some viewer call-ins going. If somebody wants to call in, of course you don't have to. Just in case. Were you the one with the beard, says Boss Royale? I do have a beard, but not with the longest beard. There's someone else with a longer beard. So right now, you can see both of my training partners on the table. That's Verbeer to your right, and Kazazuri to your left. Atlantis says, out driving, lurking. Topal says, our historian is in the gray shirt. That's just speculation, my friend. I guess now it isn't, right? Get in the straps, gentlemen, you're practicing. Yeah, I did some strap time. couple of minutes ago with Kazazuri. So yeah, I put the link in chat, I'll pin it. Like I said, if you call in, expect you'll have to wait some time, unfortunately. Wait, for some reason it's not letting me pin it. There's already someone calling in. Okay, I do have to screen the calls, by the way, guys, because we had an unfortunate incident, so I'll be going quiet for a little while. Hang on here. Heat says I'm anti. Can one of the I don't know if there's a mod in chat right now, but for some reason I'm not able to pin my message. Let me try something really quickly. Okay, yeah, that should do it. Okay, message should be pinned, so you can call in. There might be a little bit of a wait time, like I said. But I think we have a Heat calling in already. Let me see if I can do this right. So I will be opening up the mic downstairs too, in case Bear and Kazazuri want to chime in. And I'll probably be heading downstairs too, just so you know that I'm still here. So yeah, let's see. Should we keep the training footage? Maybe we should keep the training footage, right? Or do you have something to show? Hang on. Yeah, I'll turn off the music for a second. I have video to show, says Heath. Okay. One moment, Heath. Trying to set it up here. I'll show you guys a little live training while I'm setting it up. Or at least footage of the table. Okay. One moment, guys, I'm setting it up. Okay, let's see. Hey, Heath.
Howdy.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Great. How's my volume?
Yeah, it sounds good, I think.
Great. Well, I've been a long time viewer. This is fun.
Awesome. Yeah, I've seen you a lot of times in chat, Heath. Good to see you in person, kind of.
Yeah, am I centered on your thing? Because I have some demoing to do.
Yeah. I think you're fine like this. Hang on, let me get rid of a pop-up here. Yeah, I think you're good like this. Guys, let me know if you can hear Heath well. Yeah,
Very kind lighting.
looks good. Okay, I'll transition. There we go. Yeah, chat should be able to see you now, Heath, and hear you. So, yeah, you wanted to talk about side pressure, or what do you want to talk about?
My first thing is I want to talk about my most contentious take in arm wrestling,
Okay.
which goes against my entire club's beliefs. But my take is that side pressure is somewhere between not real and completely overblown as a pressure. I think it's a misnomer for going sideways, and I have a little bit of science to talk about.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I'd love to hear your arguments.
So I first watched a video by Arm Wrestling Secrets, who talked about how the only muscle involved in this motion, moving this part of the arm to the from the shoulder, is a flat, thin muscle in your shoulder called the subscapularis, which is small muscle. We want to use big muscles against small muscles, that Devin Laird would say.
Sure.
And we like to watch anomalies like Toddzilla, who in this position won't keep going. He'll just use the tiny muscle that he specialized in to go sideways.
Yeah.
And now people start sideways. People train just this motion. And people are calling versions of a press side pressure. Because if you think of a bench press like this, it's the way the upper arm moves to the body. Once you're out here, you bring your forearm out. It's the same press, just from a disadvantaged position. And people will call this side pressure. Well, now it's confusing. We know what cup is. We know what back pressure is. What lat pressure is, pronation. But now side pressure is two things. So which one is it? Well, if you call this a press and this side pressure, press, side pressure, then this would be a disadvantaged press. And you could argue, well, my argument is when people say they're using side pressure, it means they're moving their whole body and their back pressure keeps up. So if I move sideways and my back pressure didn't keep up, it would look like that.
Yeah.
And the side pressure usually is a tiny lock in your elbow and shoulder where it just doesn't keep moving, and you get that extra pound or two. And then when you go sideways, your arm doesn't move. So I want your take on that. Can you train side pressure? Is it more complicated than just a little muscle in the shoulder?
Yeah, that's a difficult question, and it is, I think, a term that you hear kind of thrown around from a lot of people. While, like you said, certain people have different ideas of what side pressure exactly is. I think largely I'll agree with you, in the sense that I don't personally train side pressure. I think the way a lot of people would describe applying side pressure on the table is just not a good way of pulling, personally, especially if you're, exactly. It doesn't feel safe when I try to do it, or when I try to imitate some certain lifts or movements people claim is side pressure. And it's even people pretty high up, like you said, Toddzilla's and other people. It's very hard for me to quantify what exactly side pressure is, and I think I largely agree with you in the sense that it's impossible to train to a certain degree. I think I wouldn't train it ever. I think when people say they're using side pressure on the table or applying more side pressure, indeed it's kind of moving sideways while your arm is in a locked position. It's not at all what a lot of people say it is. And doesn't make sense to me when people advocate for training it personally, on a personal level.
I mentioned it's a very small muscle that's hard to hypertrophy or strengthen without. The best way I can use it is just changing my technique, but when I think of perfect technique, it's not using the small muscles. My favorite technical match ever is Justin Bishop versus Medallius Tercitis, because they're both low-handers, and they're both fouling by an inch every round, because they're just trying to get a tiny bit higher, and it's all it takes. But they're not doing that. to pronate and top roll. They're setting up super far back in each other's hands and using the big muscles to try to correct through the hand.
Right.
And that's a reason I don't train side pressure. The same reason I have not been training in a long time pronation, because my ability to top roll, which sent me recently from the amateur into the pro class,
Awesome.
was nothing to do with nothing to do with the power of turning my hand over. It's positioning, and then I just let my bicep and brachialis top roll. If you watch Medallic Terrasitis matches till you get sick of arm wrestling, then you're pretty good at top rolling. And he has a great video on this. My favorite video on technique on arm wrestling on YouTube is Who Cares About Pronation? And he talks about big muscles versus small muscles, and you really see it. He goes up against people who really should beat him. His positioning is so much better.
For sure. I think Mindaugas is a good guy to listen to in that sense, especially. I agree. Because the proof is in the pudding, right? He performs really well every time against guys that are, like you said, he shouldn't be winning against at all. So yeah, a really interesting take. I'm gonna peruse to chat a little bit to see what their ideas on it are. If you want, you can.
And if they think I'm wrong, I want to hear it.
Yeah. If you want, you can stick around a little, and I can get your takes on what they're saying.
For sure.
Let me quickly look here. Edwin Lindbergh in the chat, how you doing? Gary Simpson loves the training footage, awesome. I can hear him. We're ready for the porno demo. Afraid that won't be in the cards today, guys. Sound and picture good. For disability arm wrestling, side pressure is the sport of arm wrestling in para arm wrestling. Okay, Gary Simpson, if you want, explain that a little more, because I'm not quite sure. Maybe you're saying people...
I'm imagining sit down.
Yeah. Maybe he's saying that in sit down, yeah. In disability arm wrestling in general, people use more side pressure, maybe is what he's saying. Heat looks like he's jacked. Yeah, that's true. He does look like he's jacked.
I have strong opinions on hypertrophy versus strength training for arm wrestling.
That's good. It's good to have strong opinions on that. Interesting to talk about. Zay says, side pressure is just a direction of pressure that includes a lot of different muscles depending on your technique. Most important side pressure muscle is subscapularis, says Zay.
Yeah, I think it's the most obvious one biomechanically, like what's being used. In my opinion, the most important muscle is the same in any technique, which is your brachialis, brachioradialis, and bicep. That's three, I guess. But everything we're doing this because it's the only pressure you need to keep to win a match.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And even my sideways or the Todd roll, the Todzilla top roll, it's like an ugly top roll. He never loses this.
Yeah, he protects his pronation kind of to a degree, for sure. Gary Simpson says, interesting, but as my teacher who taught me about arm wrestling, side pressure or not, if you win it, use it. Yeah, that makes sense, using everything you can to win. Tomer says, I would say side pressure is just trying to go in a direction, thus your opponents feel a pressure going sideways, not actually a muscle thing.
Going sideways.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that's a lot of people's definition too, if you would ask them. Kind of the simplest way to put it, I guess. Gary Simpson says, I've noticed girls and women prefer to arm wrestle at the elite level. So yeah, arm wrestle with side pressure, you mean, Gary? Interesting. Yeah, I don't know about that. Phil Woody says, Godzilla hits a sweeping sides backwards direction, often losing hand. Find myself in similar positions. Like to think years of golfing have helped, but it's sure riskier as it uses the frame and inner elbow a lot.
Oh, I love using frame, but in the Mindy way, where it's just you click here and you click here and you just reach the end of your range and you turn and give
Yeah,
that pat back to their arm.
I've got a friend
So
that
I
kind
can
of
top.
has a kind of has a similar way of doing that. I usually go forward and go inside kind of for the high hook because I'm usually taller than my training partner, so it helps for me. Let's see. King Daugus is the goat for a reason. Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Big muscles, big muscle plus small muscle is bigger than big muscles.
Oh, I was bowing like, oh, thank you, Calvi. Said big muscles, and I'm like, no, that's a whole other topic.
It is, but people did say you were jacked, so basically the same thing, right? In a sitting position, but it's just my opinion. Yeah. Sit down, there might be a lot more side pressure there, right? Might be the case. Not too sure. Let's see. I mean, I would like to hear why you won't put anything in those smaller muscles that somehow get used in arm wrestling.
Yeah, the amount of volume I can take is only so much for pronation, and then in side pressure, my technique that I've adopted for tournaments and table time. Let me restructure this. I put my bodybuilding style training slightly above my arm wrestling as a hobby, and using side pressure, and especially training side pressure close to failure, really ramps up the injury risk compared to something a little more friendly like a hammer curl.
Sure.
And I can say that my ability just to turn my hand over has improved from my 1 day a week of intense table time. So I am training them. I'm just not hitting either specifically my side pressure or my pronation.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Chuck, there you go. You have your answer. Chuck also says, I kind of don't have the table experience, so I'm just talking out of my mind.
No, it's good. I want people to say I'm wrong. It doesn't help if everyone. I agree.
Don't say sorry for asking questions, Chuck. That's totally fine. Gary Simpson says the German star Petra Spatz loved to side pressure. Haven't heard that name before. The Fearless Spectrum says, no way, you're on video. That's cool, bro. That's not me, by the way, who's on video right now.
What's good, Alfred?
Yeah,
that's my friend. He's guy in our club.
Okay. The Fearless Spectrum. Or okay. Yeah, that is cool. Awesome. Zay says, I train my shoulder rotation equally as frequently as my elbow flexion, and I can move more weight with shoulder rotation. So it's not a weak muscle. I'm sure for many arm wrestlers, their side is stronger.
Yeah, what is shoulder rotation?
Yeah.
That I'm not sure.
Yeah, and how would you train that, right? Gary Simpson says, yes, all good points. Sylvester Stallone says, would you rather increase your hand size or wrist size? I think for me, I'll answer really quickly. I'll pick wrist. I think my hand is plenty big, but I'd love a little thicker wrist. What about you, Heath?
Oh, hand for sure. I started 231 pounds, and I lost 75 pounds in the past 4 years, and I gained a bit back for training.
Right.
And in that time, even though I lost weight, my wrist size increased. And the best way I've noticed to hypertrophy that is just try to hypertrophy the flexor muscles, not really rise or chop or anything.
Yeah.
And my problem is that I'm much better in the strap because my wrist is so strong, but my hand is not very large, and so I'm not great with coverage. I can keep training my wrist forever and keep getting a little bit stronger. It'll plateau, but it'll keep getting stronger. But you can't get a bigger hand. You can kind of force a bigger wrist, but only so much.
Yeah, I think you can kind of get a thicker hand, but I don't think it'll ever really get long. Well, certain parts of it can get thicker, I think.
I didn't notice anything was getting thicker until I bought the dyno that Vitaly has that he demoed.
Okay, interesting.
This one. It's the one all the records are on. If you want to get one, don't bother. unless you're already hitting a magic
Right.
grip goal. It's like $150 plus $50
Damn.
shipping. You need to
Damn.
pay for it in PayPal or crypto because it's from Russia, and because of the conflict, you can't buy anything from Russia right now.
Right. Right. Okay. Yeah.
And you need
Damn.
chalk for it. That's the material. But if you think you could go for a record, go buy
Yeah.
it and put Vitaly Lenin in this place.
Yeah. It's. Do you think grip has a lot to do with, like, has a lot of practical applications on the table?
Yeah. I definitely believe in grip more than Devin Larratt believes in grip. The
Right.
main complaints are that you should cup from here, crush from here, but when you hit a gripper, your wrist is kicked back.
Hmm.
And I do feel weaker when I'm trying to create an arm wrestling grip and then I squeeze my dyno.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's all part of the cupping chain. This part, this little crush, is
Mhm.
part of your fingers, you crush, then your wrist. It's just that center part that you're strengthening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody was like, "Oh, I would have been an elite arm wrestler, but my grip was too good." That hasn't happened.
No. No. That's certainly true. It won't hurt you. I agree there. I think it is
There's
though, like something you see a lot of, like early beginners do. It's like focus on their grip
Yeah,
a lot.
it is not something I would recommend for a
No.
beginner. It seems to translate very, very well from grip sports to arm wrestling. Like I believe one of the guys who closed the COC 4, and I think there
Mhm.
might only be 4 of those people in the world to certify on it, just did a table time practice and arm wrestling for fun.
Hmm.
I think his name's Ivan, and then he just was crushing all these intermediate people
Oh,
just
really?
because he was really good doing that, just way
Yeah.
better
Yeah.
everyone else.
Yeah. It is a fact that if you can completely control the hand, yeah, you'd have to be facing a pretty good opponent that has to know what they're doing to get out of that. Certainly true.
So
I enjoyed. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
actually have one final
Yeah, yeah, of
demo.
course.
You got to
course.
somebody else.
Yeah.
Kind of for myself. I got my club or a portion of my club to train a certain style, not style like technique, but a new exercise
Hmm.
that has not been invented. I'm yet to see online. So
Okay,
of course I
I'm
named it after
intrigued.
my last name. And then people in my club like to walk around Gold's Gym and do it, and then tell people, "Oh, you haven't heard of Skinner curls?"
Right.
And just to make them. But I have a strong. I was saying I really believe in hypertrophy for getting stronger as an arm wrestler, especially as a beginner and intermediate.
Sure.
The neural adaptations that you get from doing like 1RMs from such a small angle and all sport specific movements like that, just like the pronation curl or pronation lift that Devin does, is really good if you're close to your limit on size or limit
Right.
on strength. And the correlation between size and strength is pretty good. I believe it's between 0.61 and 0.95, which even at the low end of 0.61, if you can more than double the hypertrophic effect of an exercise by changing the technique, then it would make sense to do it mathematically. So going from full round bicep curls instead of doing the little heavy ones like Levon might do until you are the size of Levon.
Yeah.
Again, that's far-fetched, but until you get a lot bigger, then you go for the neurological adaptations. That's just trying to make the process as efficient as possible to become a really strong arm wrestler. But if you just keep getting stronger, that's fine. But I noticed East Side arm wrestling. So I would say you and East Side are my favorite creators for the sport
Thanks,
right
man.
now because it's just quality and his science is great.
Yeah, I love Eastside too.
Yeah, and my favorite is his rising video. Do you know that video?
I don't think I've seen that one, no, unfortunately.
Yeah, so his main point ended up being that there aren't any dedicated muscles for rise. It is a combination of your flexion and extension canceling each other out and working together to rise your hand up.
Right.
So when you're training rise, it's somewhat training part of your flexion and part of your extension. So I thought I was already doing training for my back pressure and my cup. So why not improve my rise? I tried from just doing the Devon Lair style lift to trying to hypertrophy the extensors, which if you're not in arm wrestling, this is a pretty dumb exercise. It's very specific. You're not going to win a bodybuilding competition or powerlifting meet by training your extensors a lot. But it is cool to look a little bit like you're on steroids because they got the shark fin going without ever training it. Anyway, the exercises for extension have problems. So you'll be on a bench sitting down with a curl bar or a straight bar or dumbbells, and you will rise up like that. But we know that starting a muscle in the stretched position greatly improves the hypertrophy that you get from it. And I was saying earlier, the correlation between the size and strength is very large. So why not go get as big as you possibly can? So for example, I think the famous study was on push downs. But the group that instead of doing push downs at the same volume on extensions, they got something like 40% bigger, something crazy, just because the tricep started stretched. And it would be unscientific to assume that the tricep is a unique muscle from the rest of your body. We have data on calves and triceps and a lot of things to say start pre-stretched. So if you somehow started your extension from the maximally stretched position of the flexors and I would say brachialis right here, that would be even better. So mine is like a Harley Davidson where you're riding out here. And that has another benefit because when you're trying to extend from here, your ulna and radius block each other and you can't get a full turnover of your palm unless you bring your arms up, which would be awkward on the bench seat to do that. So my way of remedying this is taking a curl bar, and you don't need a bench. It's better. You just need the bar and the weight. You need less equipment because you do not need the bench. And you sit with your back touching the wall and your butt scooted a little further out. I can actually take the camera and demo this because I believe this is like a secret strategy. Let's see what I can do here. You want to get like me and lose in the pro class? Do these. Instead of winning in AMs, you can lose in pro. And this will be my final thing, Mr. Historian.
Yeah, that's fine, Heath. Go ahead. I'm curious.
So turn the gain up on that. How's that?
Yeah, you're coming fine. Yeah, you're coming through fine.
The curl bar, and now your arms are up. So they're not, the radius and ulna aren't blocking each other. You can get fully turned over. The muscles are fully extended, and you take the proximal part of your forearm and you let it rest on your knees. And when you're like that, your arms just stay upright. They're not coming here.
Right.
They stay stretched. And now the load of the bar is coming straight down against your extensors. And your butt should be scooted about that far away from the wall and your back touching it. So you can get really up high in line with your extensors and then rev your motorcycle with the bar.
Interesting.
So it really does look like you're riding a motorcycle.
Yeah, I'll definitely try that out myself. Looks interesting.
I expected it to be purely rising. It helped me with, but it's also hitting the strongest flexor in your arms, which is the brachialis right here. So
because
it ended
it's
up
extended completely.
Right. It ended up helping my back pressure so much. My style changed from, I believe, like hook and post to purely low handing because my ability to just jump back improved.
That's
so
awesome.
It was dramatic.
Yeah, kind of.
Call my mesocycle the Mantis mesocycle because I'm trying that every day of the week to see what happens, and I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, awesome. I can't wait to hear how it turns out, Heath, and I hope you keep on rising through the rankings there, wherever you're at.
Yes, and thank you for letting me jump on and just steamroll you and let you get 3 sentences out as I.
Hey, no worries, man. That's kind of what these call-ins are for, right? I love hearing these kinds of things, and I think these conversations always need to happen. So yeah, I'm happy it can happen here.
Yes, thank you very much.
Awesome, Heath. Yeah, definitely call in some other time when I'm doing these again. It's been great. Thanks so much for your continued support in chat and so forth. I really appreciate it,
Yes,
man.
sir.
And yeah, I'll catch
you
you
later.
I'll catch you later. Bye-bye, Heath. Awesome. That was Heath from chat. A regular from chat. Start the music. Sorry for the jump scare there. I'll start the music again. I'll head on down to the practice table. I think my training partners miss me. Thank you for the explanation, Heath. Let's jump back over to the live training. I'll catch up on some chat messages really quickly. And continue training. So yeah, I'll be with you guys momentarily. I'm turning the mic back on in the training area. Yeah, should be here. Awesome. That's really enough repair. I saw the training while I was talking with Heath. See what you guys have been saying. Stretch isn't always better for hypertrophy, depends on which muscles we're talking about. Focusing on range, where muscle has to stretch. I'm sure Heath would love to talk about that some more. It'll be a small while before I get you in on the call, so I'm going to be training a little bit if my friends are still for it.
Good.
The Fearless Spectrum says Heath will become pro. We should have a super match for fun. Good job, bro. Yes, indeed. He did a good job. Yeah, hit like on your way in if you can, guys. Let's do some training.
Almost.
Muscle Bikes says Arm Gods t-shirt. Ooh. Yes, indeed. Because Azuri is wearing an Arm Gods t-shirt. White Wolf, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Arm Gods represented their arm historian. Indeed. What tools has anyone pulled the parrot yet? Not yet. He's up next. Gary Simpson says, many thanks for this. You're very welcome, Gary Simpson. Muscle By coming in with his member super chat. I'm getting flashbacks from pulling with you, arm historian. Yeah, Muscle Bike and I had a good time on the table there over in Ireland. Gary Simpson says, the first timer to your site. Well, welcome, Gary Simpson. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I go live usually on Sunday evenings. Had a bit of time this week, so figured why not. Yeah, of course, Gary. You're welcome anytime. Because Azuri is welcoming people in chat while sitting right near me. We bought this, I don't know where it is yet. We bought this training implement to put on the table. Maybe we can end with that. Gary run away while he still can, but he... Now you left.
Yep. What's that?
You hate it when that happens. Cheat harder, dude. He's bigger than you. He's right, you know. This is very...
Nope. Not today.
200% more fair grip, says he. Gary's still very good. Yes, Gary. Always welcome. Heat says I set up twice as fair as my opponent, that's why I win. Good tactics there, Heat. Gary Simpson says this is so good, I almost feel I should pay-per-view for this. No worries, Gary Simpson. Pipeworker says intense, yeah. Practices get pretty intense sometimes. Pretty tiring. How's the audio, by the way, from here? I wonder. Is it like significantly worse than my other mic? We're prepping for the nationals. Well, I shouldn't say we. Probably there's only one person joining. Pipeworker says it has some stutters sometimes. Audio is good. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I'll have to listen back to the stream.
Hold center.
Hold center, right?
Let me work.
Yep. Because Azuri is preparing for the nationals, so yeah, he wants to get in one final training, I think, in a couple of days. Yep. Nice. Nice. Good pin. No worries, Gary Simpson. I never ask for donations. Like also, okay, you slackers, I have to get back to work. All this beer isn't going to get delivered to millions of thirsty Los Angeles. Later, lizards. Later, White Wolf. Thanks for tuning in. Good luck with your beer deliveries. Doing the world a service. So what's the biggest match coming up, by the way? Is it Knuckles Up? Like the next big tournament? Maybe because we can run it really quick so I don't have in front of the camera. Like show the one of our training implements we sometimes use. We don't have to attach it, but yeah. Same brand as the table. I know someone earlier was asking about that. Simpson says, did the national state broadcaster in the Netherlands, NOS, cover arm wrestling in the 1980s? They might have. I know we had NOS. Still have it, I think, on our cable, whatever it is. But we receive it on our TV here. Here from the Netherlands, Gary Simpson. Knuckles Up this weekend, says Phil Woody. Yes, indeed. That'll be a good one. What's their main card? I guess it can't be Kanaka anymore, right? Gary Simpson from the UK, awesome. Global Elite, it's happening on the 7th, Knuckles Up is on the 14th, okay. Either of you guys still up for training? Or not anymore?
Okay. That's my reason.
Gary Simpson lived in the Netherlands in the 1980s. Awesome. Eats is big enough. How do you like it in the Netherlands, Heath? Sorry, Gary. Happy days, yeah. Going there tomorrow. My girlfriend. There seem some wonderful people indeed, they are. Got me sweating. Pipeworker says, do you guys ever go into King's Move? Seldomly. It happens sometimes, but I never do. Sometimes these crazy guys do. Musclebike says Kazazuri used a javelin on him if need be. Yes, of course, it's just realized September's pack. The team of the table is on the 28th as well. Interesting. Yeah. Heath says, I'd be punching up for sure, but the historian is too nice. My setup is evil. I do a lot in training. Even in matches, sometimes I allow too much, but yeah. I'm also several weight classes above these guys, so it does make sense, right? Bear to the table. Lethal press. Can opening sound was his wrist. Gary Simpson says I fell off with arm wrestling when ITV broadcast women's arm wrestling tournament at Wembley in London in '73. Damn. It's a long time ago. Both hospitals.
Yep. So sweaty.
Yep. Hey Tomer, how you doing? See you. Bert and Verbert and Kazazuri facing off.
Ooh.
There's massive arm blocking all the action. So keep it however you want. Nike versus Arm Gods. Gary Simpson says, are you on tomorrow or Sunday? I'm on every Sunday, usually. Just this week I have some more time, so. There we saw kind of a king's move.
G'day.
You are one weight class difference. Phil Woody says, watching you guys practicing with me back down in my gym. Awesome, Phil Woody. Keep that, man. Tomer says, face reveal. I don't think I showed my face, but maybe it slipped in there somewhere.
Nice.
He looks like Wagner Bortolato.
Who's that?
I don't know, maybe he's talking about there. Yes, of course, his thoughts on Kardashian versus Morozov right hand. It's confirmed for King of the Table. Awesome. I think Morozov should take it, right?
Yeah.
Because Azuri agrees. What do you think, Ferber?
What?
Morozov, Kardashian right hand, King of the Table. Morozov? Okay. Yeah, it seems like most people here have Morozov.
Don't.
Jack Cheese's look-alike. Where is this for Woody? Yeah, I'd like to know. Maybe it's for Bear they're talking about. Okay, I'll go to my other mic, to my other setup, guys, and kind of finish out the stream for a little bit. I hope you guys enjoyed this practice, live practice. See you soon. Back at my other setup, guys. How you doing? Whew, kinda winded from the training. Was a lot of fun though. Hang on, I'm changing a couple of things here. I don't think anyone else called in, or maybe someone did and left already. If you did, I'm sorry that I missed it. You can still call in if you keep it kind of brief. Let me see here. There we go. Some live footage there from our birth. Gary Simpson says, what is the best diet for para arm wrestling? No idea, Gary Simpson. Not an expert on diet. Atlantis says, I've been trying to adjust how I sleep because it's fucking my shoulders up. Yeah. I know what you mean. Sometimes I go to periods, usually when I'm more stressed in life, where I guess I toss and turn more when I sleep or something, or I'm like laying on my elbow a lot more, or on my shoulder. So I know what you mean. Oh, those are messages from really long ago. I just noticed. Adrian Lindbergh says, I was thinking about hopping in, but I'm tired. Maybe some other time. Awesome, no worries, man. Tomer says, will you do call-ins next time? Maybe not next time, but I'll for sure do them a lot in the future. RVJ, a match against Alan Ford, the Bullet, I believe, or the Hitman. Yeah, not the Bullet. Phil Woody says, love the background music choices, by the way. Awesome. Glad you like them, Phil. I've been trying to curate kind of a playlist for stream. Yes, of course, wants to join the call. Let's get him in here. Let me quickly change a couple of settings before I get you in here. You'll have to keep it relatively short. Yes, of course, because I don't have that much time left. But you're very welcome, of course. Hey, yes, of course. How you doing?
The matches that have been added for King of the Table.
Sure, yeah. Sounds good. Let me see if I can get them handy here somewhere so I can follow along.
Yeah. If you just go to the Core Sports website and you go to where it says buy pay-per-view, it shows you over there.
Right. Doing that right now. Awesome. Thanks for calling in. Seeing you a couple times in chat, more than a couple of times. So thanks for your continued viewing of my channel. Yes, of course.
Yeah, I've been watching for a while now, but I never got to catch a live stream.
Awesome. Okay. There you go. I've seen you for sure, I think. King of the Table 12. That's the one, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Let's start with the first match, or the last match, I guess. Jasper Sinica versus Nadalin Hristov. Never heard of these guys. I don't know if you know anything about them.
Yeah, I was looking through the WAF championships were just happening. Nadalin Hristov came fourth in senior men 90 kilos. I couldn't find anything about Casper though.
Okay, no, never heard of that name.
No. But
yeah.
I assume he's Polish since it's happening in Poland.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Getting a local guy there.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking. Before any match was coming out, I was like, they're probably gonna have Kamil or Krdecha since it's gonna be in Poland. And now they're both there.
Yeah. Yeah, he has an Instagram page. A very interesting Instagram page. I'll see if I can share it here with you guys for a second. Kind of a model kind of guy or something, it seems. Yeah, there we go. I do think this has got to be him, right? Arm wrestling. Okay, Sinica. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, this should be the guy. Never heard of him before, but should be interesting. Let's see. The next match on the list here is Alex Krdecha versus Morozov, but should be higher up, right? But yeah.
It probably is going to be.
Yeah, probably.
Well, that makes sense. Going to be right-handed.
Yeah.
This one's interesting because I feel like if in my mind both of their hands should be similar to each other, so Morozov should win it, but I'm not sure. Maybe Krdecha is going to come in stronger because it's in Poland.
Yeah, that's true. That might play into it. Krdecha, I guess his main weapon will be his leverage, I guess. Something that he'll have over Morozov. But other than that, I do think I'll agree with you and say Morozov should win this one, right?
Yes,
On the right.
probably.
Yeah. Next one, Corey West versus Kamil Jablonski, left-handed.
Yeah, that was Corey's replacing Georgi Zoranov.
Right.
That was supposed to happen, but not anymore.
Hmm.
I think Camille has it. I feel like Corey's mostly a top roller left-handed, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he is. I believe he is. So you should give the edge to Camille there with his press.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
But it might
I
be
don't.
closer than we think.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Corey
Go
is,
ahead.
From what I've heard, watching his videos with Michael Todd, like he's actually taking it much more seriously now than he was before. So
Right.
we might be seeing a much stronger Corey West.
Awesome. Okay, yeah. I hope that's true. I do think Corey has a lot of potential. He's already a really good puller, but yeah, very interesting match. I can't say anything about Kamil Jablonski because I don't know, he kind of surprises me every time I see him pull. Next match, Rob Vigent versus Nugo Chikadze.
Yeah. That's it was supposed to be John Verzank versus Nugo, but they changed it to RBJ.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do we know why?
What's also interesting, I'm not sure. It might just be that John is, he just had that match with Leo, so he probably thinks he might not be ready for Nugo.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, because
Without-
that match was quite hard, yeah.
It was, yeah. And what's interesting is that RBJ, two weeks before the Nugo match, he's facing Alan Ford at Global Elite Arm Wrestling.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, RVJ, I'm really curious. It's the only person on this list that I've pulled with personally. Yeah, I think it's the only person here. Yeah, it is. But yeah, I mean, comparing it to me, it's not really, doesn't say anything about how we'll do against elite people. So yeah, I don't know. I'm very curious to see what kind of shape RVJ will be in. I hope he's in good shape, but Nugo, if I'm not mistaken, is quite accomplished himself, right? On the WAF circuit.
I do believe so. I think he's been, I don't remember if it was world champion or European champion. And then he also just, he took, what's his name, to the limit? Petra Margarin.
Right, yeah. Which is not an easy task because Margarin seems to be in decent shape at least.
Yeah. He's it's tough for him not to get the hook on you. So the fact that Nugo could just go through him like that is really very impressive.
That's true. Very true. Looking here through chat for a moment. What is actually the best way to get things about King of the Table? The information is so scattered. I don't know what's true and what is not because of that. Yeah, I think this one probably going to the website directly, although I got some information from East versus West, the East versus West website some time ago, and wasn't always updated 100% correctly. So,
I just always check Core Sports to see if there's anything new. I just checked it this morning when the live stream was up to see if maybe there'll be something new, and there was.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Other than that, I guess you could follow on Facebook or Instagram, and you'll probably stay pretty up to date. Yeah,
that could work too. But yeah, those are all the new matches. We already know all the other ones. It's
right.
Sergey versus Bekov, and Devin versus Leonidas Arcona.
Right, left hand. Interesting. Did you hear about Paul Italia's offer for Auden to pull? I forgot his name. A North American guy, a really young guy, 16 years old or something.
Yeah, I saw that video on my feed, but I didn't get to see it.
Yeah, they basically just offered to him, but I'm thinking I don't think Auden will. They're offering the match in Knuckles Up. I don't really see the point because I don't think even if Auden wanted to accept it, seeing as he's pulling in East versus West, I don't think he'll be. Or is he pulling in East versus West? I guess not, right? Only King of the Table so far.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't think. Well, I'm not sure, but I feel like Engen probably doesn't want to put him at East versus West.
Yeah,
until
that
he
makes a
gets,
lot
like,
of sense.
much
Yeah,
bigger.
yeah, that
But
makes a
King
lot
of
of
the Table's
sense.
always been much more about the
Entertainment and stuff in the show. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, so maybe he can accept the match. I hope he can. I'd love to see him pull some arm wrestlers with a proven track record.
Yeah, that's for sure. Like I think it would be good because Auden needs to try to go everywhere right now, so then he can find himself, and then once he does
Yeah.
get much better, we can get him back to King of the Table in East versus West.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. I'd love to see him go on that trajectory too. Nugo is a European champ. He beat Krazi in the finals. Damn, that's
Yeah,
impressive.
so he was European.
Yeah,
That's really good.
he has WAF titles as well, but I think in youth or junior categories. Okay, that's what I've seen.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting. It seems like it'll be a good event. This time around, a lot of interesting super matches.
Yeah.
I enjoyed hearing your take on this. If you want to call in some other time, definitely do it. Because, yeah, I enjoyed hearing your takes on this, man.
Thank you, Mr. Arm Historian. If I have any information you don't have, I'll make sure to come in.
Awesome. Yeah, good to hear. Yes, of course. Thank you for calling in, man. I'm going to be ending the stream soon, so I'll kick you. But I appreciate it a lot.
All right, thank you. I'll take my leave now.
That's fine, man. Call in any other time. Good to have talked to you.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye, man.
Goodbye.
There we go. Yes, of course. Really nice guy. Really laid back and chill guy, it seems. And I like that a lot in people in general. Yeah, this was really fun. It's been a long live stream. I don't know how long exactly, but it's been a really long one. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. 2 people had called in, Heath. And yes, of course. Thank you so much. Sorry, I had to cut it short. Yes, of course. Like I said, you're free to come on anytime in the future. Yeah, and as for everyone in chat, thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed seeing us train a little bit live. It's been a different kind of live stream. But yeah, I hope it's been fun for you guys. Hey, no worries, Gary Simpson. Hope to see you next time. Almost 1 hour and 30 minutes, mate. That's not that long, Phil Woody. But it's pretty long for my standards. Good to have had you, my man. Zay, see you next time, man. Atlantis in real life. Bye-bye. Great stream, yes. Yes, of course, and you helped to make it great. Gary Simpson, you'll see me on Sunday going live again, of course. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And yeah, have a good one, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye now.